Hello, as always there is no script, so what can I say? Today, the new gacha game called Chaos Zero Nightmare came out. TLDR, if you like deck building games and roguelikes, it's definitely a game for you. Let's go. So, when it comes to the overall story and how this game is looking, so far I really enjoyed. I only played I think 80% of the first chapter. The game is definitely a little bit brutal. You can see it very early. They do not give a shit about flowers, let's everyone be happy. No, it's definitely more on a hardcore side, and there's a lot of gore, and it's amazing. I'm not gonna lie, it's really good. It's really good. So about the gameplay, because I assume this is the most important part of the game. This game is I would say it's hard to pinpoint what exactly this game is. So imagine we have Darkest Dungeon combined with Slay the Spire, some D&D features, and then you make it anime. That's Chaos Zero Nightmare. Each character, of course you pull for the characters, each character have their own builds. Each character have their own I think 10 or 12 cards they start with that goes around their what they are supposed to do. Of course we have certain class, we have tanks, we have DPSs, we have supports, we have range attackers, melee attackers. There is a bunch of it, but usually each character does what they are supposed to do. Of course, you can also increase the power of those characters with certain gears, and beside pulling for the characters, you can also pull for supports, and each support have also their class they can support. So you have supports for tanks, you have supports for DPSs, yada yada yada. So you get the point. I think there is no support, for example in Honkai, so you have character and you have their light gun. I think you can more or less use any support cards as long as it's the same as it's the same type as the character you want to use it for. So how do you fight? As I said, each character uses have their own set of cards, and while fighting you gain new cards. Some cards evolve, change, and depending on how you proceed with the stages, the build will be different. In story, it's not that impactful, but there is a certain mode. I do not remember the name. I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna show it to you. There's a certain mode after you unlock level 5 or level 6, or maybe you just need to make the story, where you can proceed to the certain, I think it's dungeons or expeditions. So your character goes in and you choose which node you want to go. There is a full map. It's really similar to Darkest Dungeon in this case. So I can either go for the fire pit, so I can heal up. I can go to the shop. I can go to the unknown place. I can go to the fight. I can also go to the harder fight. I can go over there, over there, over there. So you have to constantly make the decision what you want to do, where you want to go. While you are doing this, after fights you can get gold that you can spend in the shop, or you can train your character with. You can of course get certain loot, so you will get the weapon that you can increase damage or certain abilities of each character. And this is the way you get equipment. You cannot give character equipment the normal way outside of the fight, outside of those modes. There's no okay, I'm going in the main menu, I'm going to this character, I'm gonna give him this build, this build, this build. No. Each time your character goes into those modes, you farm those builds. So for example, okay, I find this fire sword that increases my attack. I'm gonna slap this on this character. And then if you finish the full stage, you can save this like this layout. You can save this build that your character have. It saves every single item. You can only each character can only have 3 items. They can have a weapon, they can have armor, and they can have like accessory. I think it's a ring. So each character can have 3 items. And be careful about this, because if your character already holding an item and you want to change to the other item, the item will be sold. You cannot give the item to another character and then give them the other item. You have to be careful which item goes to each character, because you cannot give them back, or you cannot unequip them. If you want a new one, you have to sell the previous one. So while you are doing this, while you are clearing, while you are leveling and getting more cards, getting more items, like I said, at the end of the stage, when you beat it. When you beat it, you will be able to save. And with this saved build, you will be able to then, when you are playing this character, choose the certain builds. It's okay, like if you play Honkai Star Rail, it's similar to how you save builds from Divergent Universe. After you finish the run, you can save this build and use it for farming the rope and the orbs. It's something like this. Of course, you can use this build in any mode. You can use this build for farming the EXP, for farming the materials, for fighting, for doing other stages. So each build is unique in a certain way, because you cannot repeat it. You cannot like, okay, I'm gonna take this build, I'm gonna redo it, or I'm gonna tweak, I'm gonna take this and give that. No, each time you have to work on your build, and you have to improve with it and you have to work with what you have, which makes this game really fun, in my opinion. So yeah, I think that's it. Like there's a lot of certain mechanics in this game. You can investigate certain like in certain nodes. You can have, for example, okay, there is like a chamber. You can either move, go through the chamber. You can investigate the chamber. You can roll the dice, and depending on the outcome of your dice, depending on the number, you can get either something good or you can get something bad. While your character are fighting, there's another thing that is really similar to Darkest Dungeon. While your character are fighting, they will gather stress depending on the enemy attacks, and when the stress goes to the full, the character will go through breakdown, or if you play Darkest Dungeon, it's the meltdown. And then it's way easier here than in Darkest Dungeon, so don't worry. In this case, you just need to use 5 meltdown cards for this character. They cost 0. They just the only problem is they are they are just in a way of other cards. So for example, okay, you cannot do this combo because you will draw 3 normal cards and you will draw 2 break cards. So after you draw and use 5 breakdown cards, the character will go back and they will get a certain buff. Also, there's something called, I think it's Epiphany, which is like the random buff that can happen from time to time when a certain character uses certain card, which makes this card to evolve or get additional effect, which is also really cool. So yeah, if you like deck building, if you like roguelikes, if you enjoy like Darkest Dungeon, if you enjoy Slay the Spire, I would definitely give this game a try. It looks really decent. It is really fun so far. So yeah, it just came out. There's like bunch of freebies early on. Of course, you have the standard 50 pulls guaranteed 5-star character, so go and grab yours. That's all. Have a good day, have a good night, stay safe, and let me know what do you think about the game, because like I said, for me it is really good. I think that's all I want to say. Yes, that's all I want to say. Till the next time, maybe. Unless I'm not lazy.